if you had access to it. So, while y'all sitting there looking down on the motherfucking have-nots for having nothing, we don't all have to be have-nots. Right? I was one of the haves that chose to be a have-not because I'm going to get the knot. I'm going to chase the right bag. I'm not going to chase the wrong bag. Right? The bag I'm chasing is get these motherfuckers off our shit. That's the bag I'm chasing. The one that I can reach in and give eviction notice to every motherfucker don't belong here. Every motherfucker that look like us, that's plotting our downfall, this the bag I'm after. Drag that nigga out the bag, pull the cat out the bag, motherfucker. This is the motherfuckers I'm at. I'm at their head. You're not gonna turn us against each other. I had an awesome build with Rashad Jamal. They had me on there for a couple of hours till my phone died. We know what's up. We ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe, motherfuckers. I done already told y'all. That shit don't work. This is not Beverly Hills Cop, motherfucker. I know where bananas go. I'm a gorilla. I'm supposed to know where the banana go. It don't go in the tailpipe. Right? So, if the banana don't go in the tailpipe, then I know that if my car ain't acting right, somebody got a banana in the tailpipe. Come on now, I'm not falling for that shit. First of all, you're not finna creep up behind me because monkey see snakes. Monkey see snakes even if monkey not looking. Right? Like even right now, it's 153 motherfuckers in here, and it's exactly 7 motherfuckers that work for the federal government of the United States. It's 7 of us in this motherfucker, or 7 of them, I should say, that work for the corporation watching right now. I know. It's 154 now. 153. It's still 7 motherfuckers here. 152. See? So it's going back and forth. They think by getting off the video, getting back in, it's going to change my count. It's 7 of you rotten motherfuckers in here. I can smell you. And then you going to run up on 7 with 7 motherfuckers? That's the dumbest shit in the world. You holding the whole mirror up in front of me. I know they there. I can feel them. Monkey see snakes. So anyway, since Snake want to watch monkey scratch his nuts, motherfuckers. Right? So, if you pay attention to the earth signs and you pay attention to the events, it tell you something. Right? The earths is the women. The earthquake is a message from women. Right? The earths is the women. The earthquake is a message from the women. Right? Young Dolph died yesterday and the earthquake happened not long after. Then they went into curfew in Memphis. Right? So this telling me, right, what's a curfew for? It's to keep children off the street. It's not for adults, not for sovereign beings. It's to keep the children off the street and keep them out of harm's way when the shit going down. That's the purpose of a curfew. You don't get grown motherfuckers a curfew. You get children curfew. You get imbeciles in law get curfews. You get prisoners get curfews. Right? But grown motherfucking sovereign being, God body, don't get a curfew. So Memphis is under a curfew. It's a message off the earthquake from the earths on the Red Lodge off of the backlash for the Scottish Rite knot. They telling us that they caught the bitch, right, that's responsible for the blood right, that was trying to stop the motherfucker at the end from getting the cookies. Just them Kardashian bitches. It's real simple. All you gotta do is watch what's going on. How she's separating now. He can't be on the reality show now. Right? She don't want nothing to do with him. She gonna lose millions. She don't give a fuck about losing a couple $1 million on the concert. They got their blood they came to get. Got they blood they came to get. She gave her mama her birthday present. This nigga was the fall guy. Now, their intentions is to get him murdered next. Right? That was their intentions. But there was somebody showed up at the concert that said, y'all not killing this brother, but y'all don't catch that part. Right? So I'm not going to go into all of those details. But remember what I'm telling you. It was a blood right ritual by the Kardashians as a... Because at any given time, they can get pointed out now. Because we know what to look for. Because we know their MO, they method of operation, they modus operandi. The method that the infiltrators use to overthrow the people of the land by trying to convince them they came over on some ships. By trying to convince somebody organic to the land that they transplants is a fucking ridiculous concept to me, because I'm understanding I'm organic from the land from a little tot. Right? So I asked my mama when I was a little boy around the time of Roots, is, are we black? She said, hell no. Hell no, we ain't black. I said, well, what is we? Because we sure ain't white. She said, baby, my daddy was a Cherokee. And she said, and my grandmama was dark, but she got raped by Irishmen and had a baby. And that's funny because the Queens can be looked up. One of my great uncles was an Irish senator out of Mississippi from Magnolia County, and they got a Percy Queen Park named after him, right? And in his spare time, he was a chemist. Ain't the fuck that something? My mother's father, Hezi, he was a medicine man, a native healer, and he knew the herbs. He knew the herbs so well, he would start curing people. They was coming from the Tuskegee experiment to get medication to cure them from the syphilis from Hezi cow, the hazy cow, the one that's blurry behind the motherfucking milk and honey, right? So when you look at those stories, you got to know the game they play. They play something called Smear to God campaign. This is primarily targeted to female divinity or divine figures. This is in order to make us believe that the man is some kind of way superior to the woman, by telling us that the man was created and the woman came from his rib. The only rib a woman came from is from an erect penis being ejaculating motherfucker into a woman's womb, or else ain't no rib making no baby. I mean, you might be able to use it for cloning, but that's about it. You're not gonna. But what she still need a womb to gestate in. So that's not. That don't fly with me. What was Adam for the 9 months he was developing, right? Because he wasn't no poof. And they say he formed him. Form means it took time to put it in the shape that it's in. That's called the formation. To put something in a structure, in a framework, where there's a particular DNA codon responsible for what coding of the form, right? And so when you start realizing this, it start understanding how the DNA work, and that's when you really become dangerous. Because once you understand how the DNA work, it tell you how the mind work. Once you understand how the DNA and the mind work, and you understand how they work together, then you understand what the dark carbon do, right? On a THC, CBD, dirty burn, saturated fat, in order to activate the carbon in the brain called dark matter. The dark matter is fused in with the white matter to form the gray matter, and the gray matter is the brain.
But the brain is broke up into three parts. You got your reptilian brain, which just tells you right there that all of us with a brain is part reptilian. Because the core of the brain, meaning the oldest portion of the human brain, is called the reptile brain. And it's responsible for all of our base instincts. Then the next layer is called our old mammal brain or the old primate brain, your monkey brain, which gives you your mild erratic mental observations where you're looking at shit. Then you got what you call your new mammal brain, which they call your Homo erectus or your Homo sapiens sapien brain. And Homo sapien meaning the wise ones, the males of the wisdom. And the sapien mean the wise of the wise. So they telling you right there is to transcend your reptilian brain, lower base desire, brain cortex, brain stem activity, move into your mammalian brain, which takes you into your old primate brain, your mild, that erratic brain where motherfucker can't be controlled. Give it a little discipline and you can build on it until you reach your new mammal brain, your sapien, your wise of the wisest of the wise brain. And by doing this, you integrating all three parts of the brain, Father, Son, and the motherfucking Holy Mother, on the left and the right hemisphere to flip all four quadrants of the brain chambers, because it's four chambers in the brain. The two upper chambers is the king's chamber and the queen's chamber. And the two low chambers is the prince chamber and the princess chamber. That's a four motherfucking family household, a four-member household, right? That's a whole family. That's a mother, a daughter, a brother, and the sisters, and a husband and the wife, and all that shit in one motherfucking active psychological matrix. And when I say psychological matrix, it's tying you back into the course of your consciousness, which is permeated into your brain and being generated on your crystals called DNA codons, being powered by the cell known as the mitochondrial. And inside the mitochondrial is where we locate the matrix. And the matrix is where it draws source energy into the body to give you the true Holy Ghost, which is the spirit of the divine mother that permeates through the mitochondrial, and it gives more power to reflect the higher vibrational dynamic to the DNA helix on these crystals. That's crystal amino acids, crystalline amino acids, RNA, DNA sequencing on the codon. In order to raise the motherfucking matrix, you have to raise your vibrational frequency at the genetic level. Now we talking the genes, which is made up of the DNA that's made into the chromosomes. And the chromosomes are what they call the alleles. And the alleles is the genetic material. And you get half from your mother and half from your father. And that's why you got to honor both your mother and your father, that your days may be long on this earth, because you find longevity of life in the satisfaction of truth, because the satisfaction of truth comes with the satisfaction of proof, and the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is a banana pudding, and monkeys love bananas, but the banana is the oldest GMO because it was made from plantains, and the plantains is something else that the gorillas just love that shit. It's monkey food. And to feed a monkey, you got to feed a motherfucking vegetation, because monkeys is vegetarians. But some of us still operate on our mammalian function. That means that we got some carnivore in us too, right? But then you have what you call lesser monkeys, your old world monkeys, and them motherfuckers is cannibalistic than a motherfucker. They not just carnivorous, they cannibalistic. But we trying to get past the cannibal, right? So they called us werewolves because we wore wolves. And we called them vampires because they suck blood. They still sucking the blood off the baby's penises in the synagogue, talking about circumcision, cutting off half of his pecker so he can't satisfy the woman right, because he done been deformed at an early age in the name of a goddamn God that tells you to chop off a significant portion of penile tissue. If God didn't think it was needed, she wouldn't have never put that motherfucker there. Right? Now they got it so bad they ain't just doing that shit to the boys. They call it uh, genital mutilation of the females and removing the labia because they don't want her to have no sexual gratification. What kind of animal is that? Well, that ain't us because we understand one thing different from them. When these women receive their orgasms, that means that the men doing their job. That means it's a man at work. And he digging in them things and he making that motherfucker raise her frequency vibration because we understand that sex energy and spirit energy are motherfucking twin energies. One is silver, the other one is gold, right? But when you can put them together, now you got platinum, right? I'm just saying. Ooh. G. Shirella said that she seen a giant monkey paw in the dream. The monkey paw symbol comes from the monkey going into the termite mound to get the seeds out. He makes a fist, but he refuses to let the seeds go. And because he refused to let the seeds go, the hunter can now walk up and capture them. So the symbol of the monkey paw is a symbol for a firm grip, right? The secondary meaning comes from a type of marijuana called monkey paw, which we would call that a THC flip, right? THC is a marijuana flip. It's a green leaf. And the green leaf is a tobacco leaf used to roll the marijuana in, right? And some of us call it a Philly blunt. But when you ain't from Philly, you might just call it a blunt. But then some of us say we blunt because God rolled us that way, right? So it all ties back on the zigzag flip, on a knock to a knockback, on a strong grip. Off a monkey paw flips the key to a gorilla. Off a gorilla lodge, knocking all around the land to free a motherfucking imprisoned man. Ocean Freeman already told you when they release from their body, they won't be coming back here because they can't be released from their body here to keep them from coming back here, right? A lot of y'all don't remember or don't study well enough to know where to look to go over the wars that were fought in past times. So in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, Thoth talks about the Dark Brothers that he kicked out once before, right? And in the Vimana Sutras, it talks about the Great War um, between the factions of gods. There was a family conflict. It also in the story of the Olympians versus the Titans, right? The Olympians was the ones came from the sky. The Titans was the ones organic to the ground. You got to remember this shit. When you go back over the story, it's going to mean a whole lot different. All right. Then from there, go to the Ainana Returns book, and it tells you about the exploding of something called the Gandiva, which is the planet splitter, right? Bomb, which caused the Galactic Council to quarantine the Earth realm in a light barrier matrix, being held in place by Pleiadians and Arcturians. And it's in the Bible. If you look Pleiadian and Arcturian up in your concordance, it'll give you the exact verse, right? And they in the same verse, by the way. Who can loose the bands of the Pleiades, and who can outstrip the something of the Arcturians? But it's in the Bible, and all these is the keys to the codes, right? The Bible was the cheat sheet, and it worked like this. Your genetic memory know the stories of the Bible. So they changed the names shuffled the characters around, put different people in different places, because